I might have to sell Come On Mountain. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the mountain. Well, man, it has been a crazy week here on Come On Mountain. Mother Nature is steady hitting me with a three-piece, right, left. We've only had about 3 sunny days since I've been back from Florida. That's over a month ago. And we've had 2 flash floods and an ice storm in that same month. And we just went through our second flash flood, which ended up being worse than the first one. And as we know, this guy lost his truck on the first one. And he got stuck again in the second one. He had to go to work that night and ended up getting stuck on the other side of the creek. And he actually got some video of it that night. You'll have to go over to Drifting Dreamers 5 YouTube channel and check that out. It was worse than it's ever been, and the creek came higher than it's ever been. It literally turned into a huge river. And now we are pulling out for the first time since that flood has happened to address and see what kind of damage has been done. And I can tell you now, guys, just getting out on the road, I could already tell this road took a huge hit. Let's check it out. Now, all of this is 2 days after the flood, and the water does recede pretty fast around here. It goes down about as fast as it comes up. So you're not going to see the heavy flooding waters, but you're going to see the aftermath of what's happening. I can tell you right now, this road is bumpy right now, but the creek is still flowing.
It's rushing fast still.
Yeah, it's still got quite a bit of current, which we'll check out here in a second.
I'm anxious to see where the kayak is.
Yeah, Mike actually was going to try to kayak across, but it did not take him long to realize that that was not going to happen, because the water came almost up to the gate, and this drive is a half a mile long. So he knew instantly it wouldn't, and he did not tie off the kayak, and it went down the river. He spotted it the next morning and hung up in some trees. And so on our way by here, we're kind of looking for that.
It was still floating though. It was just stuck in the trees, so yeah. It was still floating.
And if you look, guys, ahead of us, there used to be dirt there. Now it's all rocks. All the dirt has washed out away. Crazy. We're about to come up on the culvert, and let me tell you, I got some footage of that the day after, the morning after the flood, and it was pumping some water, and I'm going to show you all that now. Look at this. Remember when I told y'all all that water comes from that old logging road? Look at this. And that's the dig out and the culvert, and it's just puddling like crazy right there. But it is definitely washed out a little bit here where it came over the road, but it is moving some water. That was a lot of water that little culvert was moving. Like I said, that was a free culvert. Yes, it needs a bigger one there, but it did save the road in this section right here where it just washed away some of the dirt and not all the rocks as well. All right, let's continue on.
Oh, the kayak. Look, whoa. How is that even possible? It's like, that's like 10 feet of land. Look at that.
Yeah, it's on the island.
Guys, when I say there was water like at the bottom of the kayak, I walked across this to get back across and all that was underwater. That's like 10 feet up.
Let's get out and take a look at it so y'all can see the scale of it a little bit more.
Wow. There ain't no way. That's amazing.
Well, you can tell that it was all the way here, was flooded.
Now look at the branches.
Yeah, you can see the pressure from all the current pushing all the branches down, and then the kayak's way over there. That means that that right here had to have been in this area. It had to have been at least 10 foot deep.
Wow. No wonder when I came across, I went down and almost all the way underwater. Yeah. I didn't realize it was that deep.
That is insane, guys. Insane. While we're here though, let me go ahead and show you the culvert that we was just talking about and show you what kind of damage it took. Ooh. As y'all just seen earlier, this whole thing was full of water and it was just pushing water through it. It did erode a little bit here. The big rocks helped stop it. I will put some more rocks into here, but these are all the rocks that I dumped in to keep it from eroding out as it comes in here, and it looks like it's doing the trick. And we did have some washout where it came over the road here. I'm not going to be able to stop that, and it did wash out some here, so I'm going to take all those rocks there and put in here before I put dirt on there to help with this problem right here. But it was literally, this whole ditch, as y'all just seen in the video, was just shooting water out to the creek right there. So without that, that whole road that way would have been destroyed, because water comes from here, and as y'all can see, 2 days later, water is still coming off this logging road right here, pouring into here. Absolutely crazy. We are definitely going to have to get Uber out, and we're going to have to put some work in here. This road is we got rain coming in 3 days for another 4 days, so I have to get this road a little bit better than this, or else I might not be able to get off after the rain. All right, let's go ahead and head on down and see how bad the actual crossing is. If it's moved this much dirt and this much rock with those trees bent over like this, we might not have no rock left in the crossing, and that could be bad. It is still flowing pretty good, and I am curious of how deep it is out there, because it looks like there's a lot of rocks piled up there, which means a lot of rocks got moved out of that area. It could still be too deep for us to get across. We're just going to have to see. I will show you right now we are at the top of the hill, and I'm going to show you a clip from the other day when Mike was stuck on the other side of how wide it was the next morning after the flood, and that ain't half of what it was during the actual flood. So here, check this clip out. There's trees down, and if you look in the distance right over there, let me see if I can zoom in, you can see that is the top of where you come out the creek right there. It's very wide, but you see all the brown over there by those trees? That is all stuff that was washing down the river. So where Mike is over there, that is typically the top part of the hill on the other side. And way behind him in that tree line back there, the river was all the way up there last night. And you see the green through the trees right there. The river was through the trees all the way to that back field right there. It's insane, right guys? All right, let's go ahead and drop down in here and see how deep this is gonna be. I can already tell you it's a whole lot more steep than what it was. Right now, the truck is pointing up in the air right now. That never used to be right here. It was always a flat crossing, and now literally the camera's not going to show it, but the truck is setting like this before we get to the deep section right here, which tells me it's probably going to be deeper than what it used to be. Yeah, it's a lot deeper. It's a straight down drop. So as soon as this creek goes down some, I'm gonna have to get Uber out here. We're gonna have to bring some more rock in to level that out across there, because at this point even a small rain will keep us stuck on the mountain. You can tell where the water was rushing through here. Look at all these trees that's just pushed over from the pressure of the current. Now guys, as a little perspective to see how wide that this was, look in this field. Do you see all the brown? That is all stuff from flowing water, leaves and stuff that came down the creek. And right now we're 100 yards away from where we just crossed. So it was at least, I would say, 300 yards wide.
Yeah, and we're not even to the end of it, because I was way up here on top of the hill and it was still coming down.
Yep, it's insane. All of this has been cleared out from all the pressure of the water coming through. But there is something that I found by it clearing out. Look here, guys. Look right through there. There's a rock pit full of rocks that as soon as it dries out some, I can get Uber back there and access to help fix this road. So be looking out for that video. It's going to be coming here real soon. Let's keep taking a look. As you can see on this side of the road, all the trees are pushed that way because of all the pressure from the flooded water flowing here. And this is right up here, the green that you see is the second field, which is almost to my gate. And it also had water in it.
I was actually standing right there on that log that's coming out when I took that footage from when I came that night, and all this was rushing underwater.
So not only does it go underwater, it's flowing water. Look at the tree devastation. Once I get Mike up here, I'm dropping him off at the end of the road with gas cans. He's gonna go get us some gas. And then on the way back, I will actually get out and show y'all a little bit more detail. But even all of this rock that y'all see me put down got pushed down the hill. Absolutely crazy. You have brought a whole lot of weather to Arkansas there, buddy.
Man, it's like a mixture between Florida and Arkansas combined.
It is crazy.
It's terrible. Before we left, we actually had like almost a month and a half of doomy, gloomy weather, storms, real cold. So we left, came up here, and as soon as we got here, doomy, gloomy weather, ice storms, flash floods, cold, wet. We gotta be looking up sometime soon, guys.
Spring is coming though. Out here you're gonna deal with stuff like this. I'll be honest with you, I had no idea that it could get that bad. I heard that it could get bad, but I had no idea it could get that bad. There's no bridge out there that's going to fix that I can afford. So I guess on those flash flood times you're just stuck whether you want to be or not.
Yeah.
And I'll have to fix the crossing to where when it's just normal rainfall we're fine, but during floods it is what it is. You're stuck. And also I got to build one that can handle that kind of pressure. So yeah, it's gonna be a challenge, guys. All right guys, I got him here and I'll get back with you here in a minute. All right guys, now we're gonna get out and actually take a closer look at some of this, because I really want y'all to have a perspective of how bad it is and how big of a project it's going to be to actually come up with a solution for this problem. Now, as you can see, right there is my gate, and from my gate to my cabin is about a half-a mile. Now, all of this is the rock that y'all seen me put down earlier in the year, and I had this pretty much smoothed out. I don't know how well the camera is going to do it justice, but look at these big piles of rocks right here where it's washed from down the hill down to settle right here. Now the water has came all the way up to this point right here and still had a little bit of current in this section, but all the way up to right here is where the water actually got. Now as we walk down here, this was like the highest level, so it didn't flood too much. You don't see a whole lot of brown stuff in here from flooding. It was just water. It washed out all of my rock and stuff that I had right here and up in this section here, and you can see the devastation of where you had a strong current right here pushing all the trees down all over and having leaves and stuff all pushed up against the fence right here because of the flow of the water. And right here as well, it pushed this tree right here all the way into the road, and same here. You can see all of the stuff from the pressure of the water. Look at all those trees bent over like that from the rushing water coming through here. And we are nowhere close to where the original crossing is, guys. That's why I wanted to do this walk right here, to show you how wide this thing actually can get. And this right here is by far the worst that I have seen it since I've been here. But you can see all out there where you could tell that water was just pushing up against the trees with all the buildups of all the leaves. Same out here. This right here used to be a lot thicker. All of that stuff got pushed out. Look at this, guys. That is just crazy. Look at all of this right here with that piled up with the trees getting pushed over. Now right here is that rock pit that I was showing you guys. I don't really have the right shoes on to kind of get back there, but there's a clearing there. And my neighbor has told me that there is a rock bed back there, and I could get rock out of there as soon as I can gain access to it. Well, one of the positives, you know me, I try to find the positives in every situation. This last flood actually cleared me up a section where I can get back there now. All I got to do is get Uber, push all of this out of the way, let that dry up just a little bit right there, and I can access it right there. And I can use a lot of that rock to help fix the road, because this road is in bad shape and it's going to cost a lot of money to fix. So now we're coming up to the next field that was completely flooded with current. And you can see it was a very strong current pushing down trees and pushing stuff up against there. To give you some perspective, the other field and my truck are where we started this walk at. You can see the glimmy spot of my truck way down there. So that's how far we've came already. And we're still not to the crossing yet. The damage that water can do is just mind-blowing. Look at all of this, guys. And right here you can see all these leaves in this second field right here, which is the closest field to the opening where we drive through. And there's the other field through those trees that you see that we was just standing at, talking about that's where the water rose to. So it came all the way through here with a lot of force. All of this a couple of days ago was just grass. And now we're just about to bend the corner to where we actually drive through the creek to get to Come On Mountain. Look at all this force right here, guys. So again, perspective. My truck is way up there through those trees and on the other side of that green field that you can barely see through there. That's how far away the water was from where I need to put a bridge to even get across on semi-bad rains. All of this was underwater from all the way from the hill over there all the way to way over there. We're talking about, at a minimum, I would say 300 yards, but more realistically, probably 500 to 600 yards wide. And you can see where a lot of the rock is missing right here. And that right there used to come somewhat level all the way across here. But now you can see where it dips down and then comes back up. So a lot of water. This is the main area where the main current came through. And right there is where Drifting Dreamer's truck got hemmed up. So this is the main pressure right here. And if it went all the way up to there, you're talking this high. You're talking as deep as me in this section right here to be able to go through with a heavy, like class 5, 4, whatever rapid you can think of. Heavy rapids running through here. And like I said, normally this water goes down pretty quick. But even 2 days later, it is still to the top of my tires because of all the washout right there. So guys, I'm at a loss, honestly, at this point. I don't know what to do about this situation. No matter what, I need to put a bridge from the top here to the top over there, which is almost 100 yards by itself. High enough, at least 6 foot high, so water can go up underneath and not walk down the river. And from there, there's really nothing I can do about this section here. If it floods here, I'm just stuck. There's no way I could do a 600 yard bridge. Financially, equipment wise, time wise, there's no way. And there's no way to bring this road up high enough without putting 1,000,000 culverts through here. So basically, I'm gonna be stuck on the mountain if we're in the middle of a flash flood. And there's really nothing I can do about it. All I can do is build the bridge there at the crossing. That way when we just have average rainfall and it gets a little high, I can still get off the mountain with no problem. Because this right here is a rare event. This doesn't happen often, but it can happen. And now, as you can see, we've been walking the whole time, and you can start to see my truck again. That's field closest to the creek, and that's the field close to my gate. But I hope this explains why I haven't just jumped on fixing the road right away, because it's such a big project that it's impossible to have the money to do it all at one time. And if you just throw little bits of money at it here and there, just like here, it's just gonna wash down the road. The rock that I put in here was over $2,000, and it's still here, but there's holes everywhere. I got to rework it and redo it. There needs to be ditches on both sides of this road all the way down with culverts and all kinds of stuff. And even then, if it floods like it floods then, it's just going to overwhelm all of that. So if y'all got any ideas, leave them in the comments. Because I'm at a loss right now, guys. I'm at a loss. But I do know one thing, Come On Mountain is way too beautiful for me to just give up on. As long as there ain't no emergency being trapped on the mountain for a day or two, because basically that's about the way it works. Is even with this massive flood that we just had, literally in 2 days I was able to get right back off the mountain because the water recedes so fast. So as long as I have my provisions and I'm ready for the rainstorms, I think I'll be okay. You just got to prepare for it. But on an upcoming video, you will see me and Uber out here fixing all of this mess. Because right now, it is a hard trip to the gate to get off of Come On Mountain. It was already bumpy and took a while. Now, it's a mission to get off the mountain. So tomorrow I'll be firing up Uber, and me and Uber is going to start moving some rock and leveling some stuff out and see if we can't get it a little bit better before we get 4 more days of rain this week. If it was easy, everybody would do it, guys. Until we see each other again, come on. Let's go on another adventure.